absolutely. Is there approval of the minutes?
Good to see everybody.
Second.
That's debatable.
That's, motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Is that,
How are y'all doing today?
all right, buddy, Howard, you got that sly look on your face. What's going on?
You had so much fun last night.
Yeah,
You look
it's been a couple of good weeks
You look
for
tired.
sure.
You need that funny bone.
You and Miss Howard had fun last night.
Lots of fun, lots
This is
of
great.
Mr. Crow's been in charge of the entertainment recently.
He sure has.
We wish
Yeah.
we hold
If I
back.
have to say so myself, I've been doing a stellar job.
Yeah. Well, this one is not in your district, Mr. Crow.
Wow.
This is.
We need to do something about that.
Wow.
This is actually in Mr. Lanier's district, but Miss Howard is obviously very, or knows about this one pretty well. So this is the terrace at Skyland Park. From my understanding, it will be tabled tonight. I can go through it if you want me to. I'll just give you a quick overview. So this is a plan unit development request, Mr. Quarter with the Builders Group. It's 26 single-family homes. It's within an established neighborhood in Skyland Park area. So this is in Cassius's district, or Mr. Lanier's district, but it's very close to Miss Howard's home and that area. So she's very familiar with the people who live here and all of that. So here's the location. It's an infill project, filling out that last little portion there. And mixture of brick, hardy board siding, stone, vinyl, various sizes and bedroom counts. Price point 100,000 to low 200,000, and that's what it looks like. So again, I can, answer any questions y'all might have, but from my understanding, it's going to be requested to be tabled.
This is not our first time seeing this. The plan expired, so the petitioner and developer had to come back. But in 2022, it did pass unanimously by the council, just FYI. And previously on the planning and zoning commission, was it unanimous?
Yes, ma'am.
It passed unanimously again, so.
So tonight, someone will make a motion to table it, and if it's seconded,
Yes,
we
sir.
will
Yes.
vote on that.
I think Cassius wants it tabled.
Yeah, and I spoke to the developer yesterday, and I asked him to table it also. So we're gonna table it for 2 weeks, and we're gonna meet with the community again on Monday night, so.
I think that'd be very wise.
Yeah.
to meet with
What
them.
are their complaints? Is it traffic?
Just, they're not satisfied with the overall development
Okay.
and
I think they
the
want a
price
little higher
points
price
for,
range too.
the
didn't
price
they?
range on the home. But like I said, it passed unanimously, like, 3 times already from planning to zoning to the council. So I think we just need to kind of have another conversation with the residents and refresh their memory about this project.
And then
Like my house.
my other one is also, from my understanding, going to be withdrawn as well. Withdrawn, not tabled. And that's the Sports Illustrated Resort. So if Mr. Crow has any questions about that, or I don't think I need to go through the PowerPoint anymore at this
I
point.
think the developers decided to basically pull the application to respond to the concerns of residents and community members about various things. I think they're gonna respond hopefully with a better plan.
Yes, sir. That's what they're proposing.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
I can
Thanks.
say that again if
Thank you,
did
Zach.
get me or
I
not.
got it.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
I have anything more to add?
No. Mayor Maddox,
I don't have anything.
any other department comments or announcements? I will say, at this time, we were gonna have a Bo Jones Day tonight, and, I've known Bo since the day he was born, and he's having some real struggles, and so he's not up to being at he had 20 of his family members that were gonna be here, tonight, but his mother said he's just not up. He's doing much better today than yesterday, but he's not up to coming out in public. So I hope everybody say a prayer for Bo, and he's a special young man. And and hope we can honor him, maybe the next week or so. Hope so. Scott,
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, council.
afternoon.
All right, I think they have covered most of the beginning of the agenda, so I am towards the top on page 2, where on page 13, you'll be authorizing the purchase of equipment, supplies, and services from Jim House and Associates, Inc. This is a total of $20,475 and is a purchase of an impeller for water and sewer, which is a previously budgeted purchase. On page 14, you'll be authorizing the purchase of equipment, supplies, and services from Georgia Western LLC. This is a total of $10,684.72. This is a UV actuator, also previously budgeted purchase from water and sewer. On page 15, you'll be authorizing the purchase of equipment, supplies, or services for the Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue and the Tuscaloosa Police Department. This is a total of $27,525.88, and again is a previously budgeted purchase. On page 16 and 17, you'll be tentatively awarding a public works contract to Amison and Associates for downtown YMCA pickleball courts. This is a total of $527,858.84. That came to you in projects on the 15th. On page 18, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Premier Services Company. This is a total not to exceed $10,510. This came to you in projects last week. On page 19, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for the Carlton Park event. This is a total of $6,395.08. This was discussed in finance last week. On page 20, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from the District 2 improvement funds for the Bridge Builder Friendship Foundation. This is a total of $1,000 and came to you in finance last week. On page 21 and 22, you'll be authorizing a contract with Principal Environmental, Inc. and declaring a bid law exemption pursuant to Alabama Code 41-1651B7. This is a total of $35,215 and came from Water and Sewer Department. On page 23, you'll be authorizing a professional services agreement with Volkert for professional engineering and related services for the Stillman Boulevard Bridge Replacement Project. This is a total of $1,500,000 and came to you in projects last week. On page 24, you'll be authorizing amendment number 2 to the municipal agency funding contract with Tuscaloosa Sister Cities Commission. This is a total admitted contract amount of $120,000 and was discussed in finance last week. On page 25 and 26, you'll be authorizing execution of subrecipient agreement memorandum of understanding with the City of Tuscaloosa 2024 Community Development Block Grant Program and Home Investment Partnerships Program. This came to you from CD Committee last week. On page 27 and 28, you'll be tentatively selecting Chrysalis Research and Consulting LLC to provide professional services for development of analysis and impediment to Fair Housing Choice Project. This came to you in CD Committee last week. On page 29, you'll be authorizing termination of the subrecipient agreement with Community Service Programs West Alabama for the Glens Revitalization Initiative Project. This came to you in CD Committee last week. On page 30, you'll be authorizing professional services agreement with Volker, Inc. for disaster debris monitoring services. This was presented to you in finance last week. On page 31, you'll be adopting the city's consolidated annual performance and evaluation report for program year 2023 and authorizing its submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. This came to you in CD Committee last week. On page 32, you'll be authorizing a traffic signal maintenance agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation regarding the intersection at Mercedes Drive and M-Class Boulevard. This came to you in projects last week. On page 33, you'll be approving job class specifications for IT, A&F, Water and Sewer, and TPD. This was discussed in admin last week. On page 34 and 35, you'll be authorizing amendment number 2 to the fiscal year 2025 general fund reserve for future improvements. This came to you from finance last week. And on page 36 and 37, you'll be amending exhibits A and B of section 1942 of the Code of Tuscaloosa. This is related to those job class specifications and again was discussed in admin last week. Are there any questions for me on any of this?
Yes, page 15, what's the $25,549 for?
I will turn that over to Chief and Chief.
Yes, sir. Mine is for the camera system for the helicopter, that little globe that does infrared and heat and all that kind of stuff. That computer went out, so it's to replace that computer.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ours is just the remainder of some dive equipment that was previously purchased or previously approved.
Mr. Crowe, you have one?
A question. When we get to item 5, which is unfinished business, and this will be read, then I know we have to kind of take this off the table, so I guess me or anybody on the dais would make a motion to withdraw this, right? Is that all we do for this, or what, does anything specific have to be said?
I think a motion to withdraw, but do we have to open it up for public hearing in advance of that would be my,
You'll have a
Question,
motion and a second to have
Okay,
the public hearing, and then
say that again.
you'll have the motion and a second to have
The
the
public hearing,
and then you can make a motion to withdraw if you
and
like.
after the public hearing, then just make a motion to withdraw this, and then it'll be done.
So you're saying we do have to have a public hearing before withdrawing?
it is set for a public hearing and is continued over for the public hearing.
We can vote to end the public hearing and then.
I think if you announce the public hearing, I don't expect there to be many, if any, people that are wanting to
I
speak.
see it going no longer than 2 hours, Mr. President.
In my recollection, Mr. Busby, when we have had similar situations, either someone from the council or the mayor has kind of expressed that
Set the tone, right?
what was being requested by the developer, which
Yeah.
has gone a long way to shorten the public hearing.
But you open it up, see if anybody wants to say anything, which is fine. But then, if nobody says anything, we close it, and then motion to withdraw.
Like a demolition. Like a demolition, public hearing is what.
It's fine. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clear as
Thank
mud.
you, Scott.
Clear as
No,
mud.
no executive sessions?
No, sir, no, don't worry.
Okay. I will want to invite everybody again Thursday night to the Tech Retreat out the Gateway in Alberta from 6 to 8. And please come by. It's over 2,000 people last year. It's
Is that at
citywide.
Alberta Elementary?
In front of it's by the fountain.
By the fountain?
Yep. And
Christmas tree up yet?
not yet.
Everybody can park at your house and walk.
I'll tell you what, that is that place. I mean, it looks like a ball game, Alabama ball game through Alberta.
I'll find out.
Because people are just parking and walking for blocks. Never seen so many people in my life. And I'm sure it'll be that way again Thursday. Okay, we just have projects and public safety because finance was canceled. 6 o'clock council meeting. Thursday, disposition of property, public hearing.
Yes, sir. This
Um,
is the second public hearing.
okay, is there gonna be 3?
No, sir.
It's just the last, just
Just
be
2.
it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and zoning board of adjustments.
5 o'clock.
Council chambers, at 5 o'clock, and that will be Monday the 28th. Mayor, is especially anything, or you, Mr. Fail, want to say anything about Kentucky?
It was very, very, very good and well received. And I have not heard one tiny negative word about any of it.
I was going to say something to council, but certainly, yes. First, we want to thank Kentucky for giving us the opportunity to be the host of the event and for them trusting us about a year ago when those discussions began. Second, I can't say enough about our team, and you always run the risk of leaving someone out, and I didn't have anything written out, so I'm about to probably run that risk. But certainly, Eric Thompson in construction facilities and grounds did a fantastic job, and I've heard nothing but praise for them. ESD, PD, Fire and Rescue, everyone involved. I certainly want to thank all the dedication that went into making that event great. I've heard nothing but positive things. And the few things that we need to work on, we certainly are going to get better.
I was impressed with Chris's folks because at the last minute, they went and found 10 more garbage cans. And that's not always easy to do, because we certainly needed them.
We had some extraordinary work. A story was shared to me by a custodian, and then today one of the team members who was working the bathroom lines, going above and beyond, making certain that everything was clean and directing traffic. I mean, that goes above and beyond, and certainly makes me proud that we're meeting our standards.
The lady was
Yes.
making some executive decisions. When the men's was empty, she was guarding the door and letting the ladies go in. I just thought that was excellent.
That's our standard, and I appreciate the leadership she exhibited and that she feels empowered to make those type of decisions.
I'm gonna let the whole thing play for a little.
That's good background music for the service.
The wide sidewalks, man, that's when you can really tell
Yeah.
a huge difference, you know, and people, what I was so impressed by all the handicapped people that said, and I didn't have anything to do with it, but they were thanking the city and the mayor for, it was so handicap accessible, and that was something that almost, you couldn't even hardly go to the old Kentuck because the terrain was so rough and it was not good for wheelchairs.
They were
and-
commenting on wheelchairs
Yeah.
especially, but
Yeah.
it was easy to do.
And another guy I got sent this morning said to thank the mayor, and he said that sent me a message saying that he noticed things, and he noticed that the garbage cans they were always being emptied, and just a lot of little things like that just made the whole experience so pleasant, and not short and fast moving lines for food, and I didn't hear one single negative.
We have some amazing people that work for the city and just do an amazing job, and it makes me so proud to hear that. And I do want to give, and again, I'm going to get in trouble for leaving someone out, but we wouldn't have had this event if it wasn't for the leadership of Brendan Moore, who really about a year ago dug into this, him and the operations team, and then Scott Holmes and Carly Standridge and their respective staffs. So many people play a role in this, and I'm happy for the community. As y'all hear me say at every groundbreaking and ribbon cutting, I take credit for a lot of good work that goes along with this team. They do every single day. They pulled it off, and I appreciate the council. You took a risk with us on Kentuck. Thanks to Mr. Bell and his leadership, we have a first-class park at Snow Hen, and we got to have a nationally renowned event in Tuscaloosa that I think, by all measures, was a success. Thank you, Mr. Dyer, and Mr. City Council.
Absolutely. It's wonderful.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Follow up with more good news. I'm in the district this weekend at the Buddy Powell Pavilion. The Hank Poor Foundation will present Ale on Wheels, and the Hank Poor Foundation provides opportunities and experiences for people with disabilities. And from 5 to 9 Friday night, there will be bands, food. It'll be a great event to raise money for that foundation, and I'm excited that it's at the Buddy Powell Pavilion in the district. So I would encourage people to attend. You can buy tickets at the door. You can go to hankpoorfoundation.org also, but that's going to be an exciting event in the district Friday night. So thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Hank on my show today, and I have, if y'all been around him and to see how he is able to speak through the technology he's got,
Amazing.
that is one amazing young man. He works 2 jobs, one in Tuscaloosa, urban cookout. Then he works at a job in Birmingham. He's a student at Shelton State, and then he helps for part of his foundation. And his foundation is to help other people who don't have the money to provide
Sure.
technologies and things like that. He's something else.
He's a force of nature.
He-
I did think of somebody else. I'm going to get into, this is where I get in trouble. K-Day and the Arts and Entertainment team. Again,
It's Dr. Day, isn't it?
Dr. K-Day.
Dr. K-Day. Yeah.
I think she paid $35, picked up that doctorate on the way, and so Dr. K-Day.
Well, she paid too much. You can get it a lot cheaper than that.
Apparently.
But Miss K-Day, y'all got me off kilter now. Did a wonderful job as well.
Yeah, Hank said it's called Ale on wheels, but
Ale
it
on
should be
wheels.
called Hell on Wheels because that's him. He's on Hell on Wheels. Oh, mercy. And he went snow skiing and water skiing this past year.
An inspiring young man.
Yes. Okay, so one item on, by the way, public safety, and then no finance once again. Any other, comments, communications from anyone? By the way, I did send a little message about filing your campaign, your candidate stuff. And it's ironic, I got something back in the mail yesterday, I had made a mistake. And so, the lady had told me to first send a paper form in, and I did, and they got it, but then they sent it back to me saying I had to electronically file it first,
The state.
and then they would send it back to me, and then I had to send it again. No, the West Allen's office.
Oh, state.
So, yeah, so no more going to probate judge's office at all.
Yeah, I found out the hard way, but I've had to make a few calls to Montgomery, so
I know. It's different.
Yeah, but they're very nice, like you get a real person every
Once you
time
get it
call.
set up, it's gonna be easy.
Yeah,
But
It is.
But there's a $1,000 fine if you've raised money and hadn't signed up yet. Yeah.
It's a lot of money, Mr. Tyne.
And I didn't get that, cause I hadn't taken any money yet, so I was trying to take money, so I filed, but now I gotta refile. Anyway, I did it all wrong.
There's a lot of money out there.
Yeah.
File it right there.
All right, so is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved.
Second.